I'm New Age Server Alarm, and this is new System Test 4, finally. Took me so long to make this video. I've been really busy with a lot of things on the system. I've actually made 2 additions to it. I made some changes, mostly aesthetic, and I've made a big change that I'm sure a lot of people aren't going to like, but other people will at the same time. So, the other changes made, a lot of people I'm sure will like, though. So, what I've been doing is I ordered some new parts, and I was waiting for them to come, and they took a long time. And also, I've been really busy and did not get as much free time as I thought I would to work on this system. So, now I finally got it done, though. It took so long. So I'm starting in my room. I'm going to go down to the basement and explain everything, and then come back up and do the video. So, first big change in my room is that the Commander 3 horn strobe is now flush mounted. See? No more surface mount box and no more wire mold. Wiring is inside the wall, and I think it looks really nice. So, also I have painted the ceiling finally around the smoke detector, except it's the wrong color of white. It's a little bit whiter than the actual ceiling color, so I'm trying to find the right color. I'll find it eventually. Anyway, moving on to the hallway. I have a CO detector right here. It's a System Sensor CO1224T. But another big change is I now have a smoke detector in my parents' bedroom. So this is new. This was never here before. And now it is. And it works great. Same smoke detector in the hallway as usual. Light fixture based attic stairs. Same heat detector in the attic as usual. And in the living room, the Commander 3 again. And there's this hole from an old pulse station from when I was an obsessed idiot that I still need to plug up. I don't plan to put another pulse station there, though. So, we have a lot of ceiling fans. Anyway, in the kitchen, I still have the heat detector. And just so people are aware, I'm not going to be doing a full test of the system today. It takes too long, and it gets rather boring after a while. So, this is going to be more of a demonstration than a full test. So, no smoking. Alright, now, the pulse stations are now fire-lite BG6s, such as this one right here. I like these things a lot. I mean, they're very well made. They're kind of neat looking, too. So, yeah, I wish I could have new ones, though, instead of these beat-up ones. But, money, and they're hard to find. Fire extinguisher, and a telephone. I've added a phone to the emergency response station, along with a first aid kit. So, moving on. As usual, the smoke detector here by the workshop. And the other BG6 is here by the exit door. This one's still got the UL sticker on the side. So, and Gentex SHG just like last time. There it is. Whoa. That's weird. It's bent. See, that's bent. Anyway, moving on. Inside the main breaker panel here, I have labeled the breaker as fire alarm. Now the reason why it's a double breaker is because it's feeding a sub panel. So let me go over to the sub panel, I'll show you on that end. Wow, this place is messier than I thought it was. Anyway, here's the sub panel, and I took out this double breaker up here because I was only using half of it, and I put in a single breaker. And I put this breaker lock on it. These things are made by Space Age Electronics. It's a little kit you can buy for like $5. It has a nice little thing there. It complies with the code saying that the breaker for the fire alarm must be locked in the on position. So, get out of here. It's a tight space with all the laundry. So, Gentex SHG here, as before. Same smoke detector. So, here's a 320 panel. And I bet you're wondering what I have for a panel here. This is like my worst kept secret. I'm using the Notifier System 500 conventional panel right here. It's a nice little panel. 8 zones, but I have a card to expand it to 16 if I wanted, which I don't plan to. 4 buttons is really easy to use. So, now, normally when I surface mount stuff like this, I use conduit, but as you can see I didn't, here, here, and here. Reason being is because I'm going to be drywalling this whole wall, and you won't be seeing that wiring, so I didn't bother with the conduit. These 120 volt wire is kind of loose too. This here is a surge protector, and this is a junction box with a whole bunch of junctions in it. So, inside the panel, take the door off, the inner door, put that down, there we are. Got the batteries right here, dated on the date of installation. Now this isn't the correct way to label batteries, so I gotta redo it. And I got the Firewatch dialer inside the bottom of the panel. It's a really tight fit inside this thing, but there it is. And the wiring for the dialer, 120 volt feed. Wiring goes up and over to the top of the CPU board, where the NACs are here, the zone card is here, and there's another relay card in the back. See that? Wiring. And these wires right here are the phone line leading to the dialer. So, put this door back on. We'll go from there. There we are. Cover. There. So now I'm going to head on upstairs and show the annunciator I'm using with this system, and then we'll make some noise. So, LED bulb. Up we go. Through the computer room, past the ceiling fan. So, here's the annunciator I have. This is called an ACM16AT conventional annunciator. So, it's got a nice little door that's covered. Now, the annunciator and the back box are two separate part numbers. The annunciator is the ACM16AT, but the back box of the door is called the ABF1DB. It's meant to be flush mounted, but I have it surface mounted because of a long story, which I'm not going to get into. So, the buttons on this side are the only buttons that work. The buttons on this side have no function. Reason being, this annunciator is also used with the larger panels, or was used with the larger panels for controlling of circuits, specifically speaker circuits in a large voice evac system. So, but on this smaller system, these buttons don't do anything. So we got acknowledge, silence, reset. Now all these LEDs have functions too. I didn't label all of them for some reason. So, that's pretty much it. So let's go test the new smoke detector in my parents' bedroom. Now, I have the dialer programmed to call my home phones. Reason being is because it normally calls my cell phone, but I am using my cell phone to record this video, so that wouldn't really work out well. Ah, phone's not there.
Hello, there was an event. 005. This. Well,
Ah,
there
shoot.
was an event on the cloud. 005.
Eh. Audible silence like before. Now, this panel puts out full wave rectified power, which is a little bit unfortunate, but it's better than nothing, I guess. There's the other SHG flashing away. So, Now if I go over to my computer, we got the dialer receiver loaded up on the screen. See, we got fire and fire trouble, because for some reason every time you reset this panel it turns on the trouble relay temporarily, so it always reports a trouble after you do a reset. So that's why it's like that. So, there, anyway. I'll reset that now, and we'll do a CO detector. Now, I have changed the CO detector in the basement. The one upstairs was actually the one in the basement, so here's the one in the basement now. This is made by a company called Co and it's a pretty decent detector. It's a little bit weird, but it does the job, so I'm not too worried. Anyway, but I'll do the one upstairs in the hallway, the system sensor one. But before that, I do want to show one little thing about the annunciator that's rather interesting. On this annunciator, there's two buttons here labeled horns and strobes. If you press these buttons, it'll sound the alarm, see? It allows you to manually turn on the circuits. Now, if I had a relay card in place of a zone card covering these buttons, I'd be able to turn on those relays too with these buttons. But for the zones, they have no function, see? They don't do anything. At least as far as I know, they don't do anything. And same with the alarm relay down here. I could turn that on manually. Anyway, CO detector. From the people that watched a sneak peek of System Test 2, or new System Test 4, fail, you'll now know what those lights do, the lights of the video on the annunciator that lit up in sequence. And here's the dialer again. It's going to read off a trouble too, because the trouble occurred with the reset.
There was an event on the count. 4, 0, 0, 5. Description. Carbon monoxide detected. 2, 0, 3. There was an event on the count. 4, 0.
That's enough. So, reset. There we go. So, that is it for new System Test 4. So, it took me so long, and now I've had enough. You probably won't see another system test for a long time because we'll be leaving this alone, but you might see a walk test video. I'm thinking about doing a walk test demonstration, which would be like a full inspection. You know what? I should simulate how a full inspection goes in the field, since I know how that works now. Well, that's about it anyway, so have a great day, everybody.